One of my favorite sermons by Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. is one that is not quoted often. We hear I Have a Dream a lot, the one on the mall, and there are others that one could name. But one of my favorite sermons by Dr. King is one preached by young Dr. King even prior to the bus boycott. It's a wonderful recording, and he's 26 years old. The boycott has not happened. He's just a new pastor of Dexter Avenue Baptist Church. And he preaches a sermon entitled Rediscovering Lost Values. And it is based on the pericope in Luke that comes after the Advent story. Jesus is 12 years old, and his parents, Mary and Joseph, are making their way to Jerusalem, and they realize after some time that they have left Jesus behind. And the text says, and Dr. King emphasizes, that they had gone a full day's journey before they realized that they had left behind some very precious cargo. The good news is that they realized that they had left Jesus and that they had sense enough to turn around and do something about it. One of the instructive things about the text is that they weren't hostile to Jesus. They just sort of left him behind. They weren't mad at him. It wasn't intentional. They just left him. And Dr. King makes the point that very often we have values, and it's not that we're all of a sudden hostile to these values. It's much more subtle than that. It's not often that we've rejected necessarily the God of our ancestors. We've just gone after other things, and we've gone a whole day's journey. And then we realize that we've left something very precious behind. I think about that because the black church is that precious treasure in our community at its best. The black church has been the conscience of America. The black church was literally born fighting for freedom. I don't know if you ever thought, the only reason there's any such thing, and some people get mad when you say the black church, as if you mean something exclusive. It's just a response to the historical reality in America. It is that institution that was literally born fighting for freedom. The only reason there's any such thing as an independent black church movement is because of our struggle to affirm our humanity and our personhood and our connection to other sisters and brothers under God, who is our parent. So when we fail to fight for freedom, if the black church isn't engaged in freedom fighting, if the black church isn't struggling for our children, and if the black church doesn't make that a mark of its identity and mission, then we sell our birthright. We really don't have a right to exist if we're not fighting for freedom.